Making upgrades and improvements is tough. JW Boot Company has said they've made upgrades to their buying experience and in the quality of their boots. And I test out the boots by helping Meg and Dave of the Wake Up Properties YouTube series upgrade their house. But sometimes upgrading leads to unexpected results.
Oh! You okay?
What are those upgrades and how good are they? Well, today, JW Boot Company is back on the channel, and it's also another opportunity for somebody to come away with a brand new pair of boots in their size. That's right, this is a giveaway, so let's get into it.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig, and last year I took a look at 3 different JW Boot Company boots, and you know, I liked the customization that you could do with it. They have tons of different colors, but there were a few things that I really wasn't so fond of, and I told owner Blake that. He came back and has upgraded his boots for 2021. He even upgraded the entire experience here. They now come in this suitcase, and I have no idea what's in this box. Let's get this out, see what the boots are. We're gonna go over the experience and then get into the rundown. Here we go. Oh my, so we got some foam here. Whoa, epic. This looks like a bullhide boot. Look at that color and the grain of this leather. So not only do you get the suitcase and the boots when you order from JW Boot Company, but you are also getting a bunch of other stuff too, like some leather cream, some boot socks, these boot shapers, which actually go inside the shaft to keep the boot upright when you're not using them. So you get 2 of those. You also get some leather and cork thin inserts in case you wanna fill out that space a little bit more on the inside, and also a leather coaster. So this is a pretty awesome experience. But let's also look at the boots. It's time to give these things a rundown. On jwbootcompany.com, this is listed as the Dallas boot, and it's bullhide on the vamp and the counter. Specifically, it's Zebu Brahmin bullhide from the jowl and neck area. This is the cork color. It's also a nubuck leather, which means that the leather care products that came with this boot probably wouldn't be the best thing to use. For a toe shape, I want to call this a French toe with a double stitched welt. It's not really a wide square. It just has that sort of slope that so many French toes have. In fact, if this just had a single stitched welt here, I would 100% call it a French toe. But JW Boot Company is calling this their Dallas toe. The Dallas boot also comes in at 13 inches tall and features a nice, soft deerskin leather, which is a chocolate color. And something else that JW Boot Company changed with their new updates is that now all of their boots have this same embroidery pattern on the shaft. Let's talk about the heel. We have a 1.5 inch stacked leather Stockman heel here, and it looks great. For a sole, we have a leather outsole with some brass nails here, and of course this is held on with a Goodyear welt, so you could get this leather outsole replaced when you wear it through. Another JW Boot Company upgrade that I'm seeing is this rubber heel cap. It has the logo here, and it's much softer than the others. I remember the red Cayman tail boots that I have. Those are pretty loud, and they kind of have a little bit of squeak when I walk in them because of the rubber heel cap. So we'll have to see how this one does and if it has that same sort of thing, but it's a completely different material, so I'm not expecting that to happen with this boot. Let's talk about the inside. It is leather lined all the way through with a very soft, what feels to be like cowhide leather. And for an insole, we have a little bit of leather around that heel, and then it slowly moves into the cloth insole that was in the previous JW boots as well. So that's one thing that I wasn't so fond of in the older JW boots was this cloth insole, because it does wear really fast. But that's probably why they sent those leather inserts, so I could put those in there and not disturb that cloth. Still, I would have liked to see an all leather on the inside here and have there be no cloth. There are a couple more upgrades here. If you remember my previous reviews of the JW boots, I criticized the counter strength quite a bit because the counter, which is this heel part here, is really important to how sturdy a boot is. And now they have a leather counter, which is what a counter should be, and it's much, much more strong. This is a huge, huge improvement in this JW Boot Company boot. Also, they don't have a red tag anywhere up here anymore, which I didn't really mind because usually my jeans would cover that, but I know a lot of you didn't like that little red tag, so they've removed it altogether. It looks like a great boot. I'm loving the upgrades. JW Boot Company boots are made in Leon, Mexico, and this Dallas boot is coming in at $295, which seems like a pretty good deal with all of the stuff that you get in that package. But let's try it on and see how it looks and feels. All right, so I got the Dallas boot on from JW Boot Company, and it feels good. I wasn't sure what to expect with the fit. So I started off by putting the leather inserts in the boot and wearing thin socks, and it was a good way to go. The bullhide leather is definitely thick and it's pretty stiff. It's not as supple as some of the other boots that I've tried, like the Hondo or the Nakona bullhide boots. So I'm interested to see how this will break in. Not as stiff as some of the Ariats that are made in China that I've tried before, but it's definitely a thicker leather that I'm really interested to see how it breaks in. Here's the POV. I like that toe shape. It is not as wide as a lot of other wide square toe boots. I'm definitely calling that a French toe with a double stitched well. It looks pretty good. And the grain is very, very unique. This is fun. I'm enjoying testing out the new upgrades to this JW boot. There's lots that I like here, and there's a lot that you might be able to like for free because remember, this is a giveaway video, but you'll have to wait until the end to see how you can enter to win a pair. Right now, it's time for the extended test.
I drove up to the great state of Maine for a day of renovations and upgrades in the JW Boot Company Dallas Boot with Meg and Dave of the Wake Up Properties YouTube channel. They're in the process of renovating an old farmhouse and barn into an Airbnb and high-end recording studio. We started in the kitchen area where the ceiling needed to be torn down and redone. Now let me tell you something. It takes a lot of trust to hand another man a crowbar in your house.
You want first dibs?
No way, man. This is your house.
So it's straight to work tearing down the ceiling. And the recessed lighting too, but this is where we ran into our first goof of the day.
Oh, thank you, man. Oh, okay. Here, can you hold this, dude? Okay. We don't want that. Okay. This is one of the water lines from the apartment, and they're still clearly hooked up, which is not what we want, but we're safe now. I hit this with my boot.
Oh, is that what happened?
But this is like an active water line, yeah.
Whoa.
5 minutes later, it was my turn to do the exact same thing.
Got it?
Got it.
Oh, dude. It's just touchy, huh?
I guess so. Sorry.
No, not your fault, man. We honestly should have these water lines just not active.
Okay, back to work.
And to all those Jeremiah Craig fans out there, I'm gonna be transparent with you. I've got my Tims on, okay? Jeremiah Craig, I met, has just entered me into this world here, so let me learn a little bit I'll figure my way here, but just know that this isn't a slight at you, okay? I'm just entering your world now. Let me learn.
You're asking for it now.
All right, guys, you know what to do. Be sure to head on over to the Wake Up Properties YouTube channel after this video and comment on the videos to help convert him and Meg to cowboy boots. Anyways, as we prepared to remove the strapping and clear the wiring, I was in for a bit of a surprise.
We're honestly gonna have
Oh,
You okay?
I thought it was all off.
I did too.
Unless it was just on the way to another room. This yellow one isn't the lights, right? The white ones are the lights. So where does this yellow one even go to in the rest of the house? Here it is. It's going outside. Or in the stud a little bit more. I don't know if it's out there.
I don't know. Because outside there is an outlet, but
I thought she turned them all off.
yeah, she did.
We got like the entire house.
No, not the whole house.
This is still going in here.
The apartment runs off a sub panel. So the house is on its own. Could be this outlet maybe? Maybe it passes into this. I'm gonna call an electrician tomorrow.
All right.
I was not interested in working with wires for the rest of the day, so we worked around them to remove the strapping on the ceiling in the kitchen, and then we moved upstairs to remove the strapping there as well. Time to clean up. Meg and Dave will reuse some of these boards in the renovations, so we moved them all into the barn to sort through later. Finally, we had to move this hutch from the upstairs, and after all the blunders, I was a little worried about this, but we needed a win. Success! Now out to the barn with it. After a day of surprises, upgrades were made, and the future looks bright.
That was so much fun working with Dave and Meg on their Waking Up renovations project, and they're gonna take it far into the future. Like, they have lots of work to do, and I know I'm gonna be watching, so you guys should head on over there and subscribe and watch too, because it's gonna be really cool to see how that place turns out. Now, on to my shocking final thoughts for these JW Dallas boots. Overall, I'm a huge fan of the upgrades. I love the deer skin up here on the shaft, and the biggest improvement, guys, is this leather counter. This JW boot feels way more sturdy than the ones that I had tried in the past. I wasn't a huge fan of the bull hide to begin with because it just felt really stiff and obnoxious to break in. So these need a good day, 2-3 days of actually working before I really started to like it, and it breaks in awesome. And it's developing a really beautiful patina. I love how the toe is darkening on both of these and in other areas too, like and how the jeans are creating a patina along this distressed leather. And as this boot breaks in more and more and more, it's going to look better and better and better. Oh, and another thing, he changed the heel cap on these. This one's really quiet and softer, but just as durable. Like, I think this heel cap was a really good improvement as well. With the upgrades, there still are a few things that I'm not so much a fan of. One is that JW Boot Company still isn't that great with narrow widths. This was supposed to be his narrow width as a 12 narrow size. It ends up being more of like a 12C. I'm a 12B width, so his narrow widths are on the wider side. So with this also being a French toe or a square toe, it was a little bit big for me, so I had to wear it with those leather inserts inside so that I could fill out this space and still wear thick socks. If you're thinking about getting the average size or a double E wide size, those are on point. At least the D width is, and I haven't heard anybody complain about the double E's from JW Boot Company. But my other one, which is the red Cayman tail, that is a D width, and I would have to say that it fits like normal D-widths do across brands. Another thing that I'm not so much a fan of with this boot is that it still has the non-removable cloth insole that you can feel about halfway through the boot, because they do have the leather heel pad, and then it stops like around here, and then you have cloth around the ball of the foot. Like, it starts to fray and become really awkward to wear. So they didn't fix that in this boot, but it was okay because I was able to wear the leather insert in there because it was already a little bit too big. So you might want to talk to Blake about ordering the right size and making sure that that leather insert doesn't fill up too much of space in there, you know? And it's a very thin leather insert, like maybe 1/8 of an inch or something, but that can make a big difference in a pair of boots. So those leather inserts were a really cool thing to have in the new box and the new experience and everything, and that experience was awesome. But a couple of things that I noticed with that experience that just didn't quite hit right with these boots specifically is that the leather cream that came with the box would not do well on this new buck at all. It would actually ruin the entire vibe, ruin the texture. It would darken this leather if I used it on this new buck. And keeping them locked up in an airtight suitcase is not gonna allow your boots to breathe. So if you wanted to travel with your boots though, the suitcase would be an awesome option. I'm just not gonna keep them in there, or any other boots for that matter, because I want the boots to remain healthy and that leather to breathe as much as possible. So overall, I think the boots and the experience are worth it, especially with this heel counter. The cloth insole is just one thing that I have against it, and also including a conditioner or cream that wouldn't be a smart thing to use on this leather. Other than that, I'm a big fan of the improvements on this JW boot. I'm really looking forward to wearing this boot for the rest of the year and for the years to come. And maybe you have a chance too, because of course this video is a giveaway. And you have a chance to win a brand new pair of JW Boot Company boots in your size. To enter this giveaway, you gotta do 3 things, just like always. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. So hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Hit that like button so we can get this news out there and make the YouTube algorithm push this video a little bit more, and then fill out the form at the link in the description where I will get your email and a bunch of other information so that I can email you and contact you if you win. And I will announce the winner on a Boots and Ballads live stream on August 21st. That's a Saturday this time at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna be live streaming right here on YouTube. I'm gonna be playing music, we're gonna be talking boots, and I'll have some other things to give away during the live stream to those who join me live. Thank you so much for watching today. Huge thanks to JW Boot Company for making this possible. I love the upgrades. Let me know what you think of these JW Boot Company boots down in the comments. Peace. Have a good one.
JW Boot Company just leveled up with many improvements that I love, yeah. Thank you so much for watching today. Why don't you check out this other JW Boot Company video up here? Or I got a music video down here that I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to enter the giveaway and subscribe while you're here. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.